Is revolutionary. I have to confess, this is one of my favorite programs of the week.
It's important because actually, not only is it personal revolutionary, we all need to be revolutionary, especially this week.
Oh yeah.
Right? We want you to, we're here to have the time that we're going to have. We're here to occupy Bleecker Street, because this is supposed to be a safe space, a safe autonomous zone inside these walls, inside this little atmosphere. You're here in outer space, queer outer space for a little while. You can crash land on the tropical jungle and make your way down to the subterranean space cave where you can relax and cool down and heat up at the same time. Lots going on here at Mix. Oh look, we have another alien life form who's joining us. Who's this? Festival co-director. So we have a few things to say. We do want to acknowledge the good, which would be the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs, and Materials for the Arts, a joint program of Department of Cultural Affairs and the Department of Sanitation. Particularly Materials for the Arts, I want to single out for helping us increase our capacity to do so many things that we wouldn't be able to do without them, to provide us with batting and sequin honeycomb and speakers and microphones and who knows what crazy things, perhaps even a large pink tongue, or a 15-piece pink sectional couch that just was the perfect palette for a space cave. How did that happen? So thank you to Materials for the Arts. At the same time, we need to also condemn the bad, right? Which would be most of the state, most of the city, and our imperial mayor who sent his gulag stormtroopers in to a big peaceful protest in Buddy Park 2 nights ago. Apparently, in consultation with federal agencies also. So this is not some simple cleanup. They're going to whitewash it as much as they can, but this is clearly stifling dissent just because they disagree with the political opinion and they don't like perhaps the scruffiness of the movement. It offends their 1% gentility. So I want Sloan maybe to say a few words about community and what we're doing here together with you and how that fits in oppositionally to what's going on around us.
Sure, and in thinking about this past year and how the long road to this festival and thinking about what happened on the very eve of our opening day, we've experienced a lot of setbacks this year, but queers are a resilient lot. And I think that some of that resilience really comes into play in our efforts to regroup and recuperate and create spaces that are our own and create culture that is our own and create our response. And so many of the pieces in this program consist of a response to political scenarios and realities. We are operating in our entire year in the midst of a recession. And we would be really remiss to not address that in our programming. And we had no worry of finding material where queer artists and queer filmmakers were taking up these very same themes of oppression, whether it be economic or identity-based or based on, any number of things in the white supremacist capitalist patriarchy that we are living in. But it's easy to feel the obstacles are overwhelming, but it's not the obstacles that define our community, but our response to them. And our response to them is often to make art, to come together, and to be together in the same space, to watch film together, to make community together, and do what we do best, which is create a culture that's loving and open and caring, and inclusive, welcoming, and inviting. And we don't always get it right, but we keep going.
Who else?
We have Jen Crothers.
Jen Crothers, Butch Tits. Just arrived.
The culture war is a diversion from economic policy and
Charlie
democracy. And then And Jerry Tartaglia.
From the projection room.
Hi, BJ.
Hello, Marcelita, data and covering comment.
I'm Charlie. What film you make? What film you make? The culture war is a diversion from economic policy insurance plutocracy.
So,
Hi, I'm Jane Carlos, and I make Butch Tits.
we're going to have the screening. Jerry's piece is last. It's actually a film performance. It involves a little bit of setup. It'll take about 3 minutes to get everything on stage and ready. So there'll be a tiny little break, but stay in your seats. And then we'll have all that, and then we'll have the Q&A, and then you can go to the Space Cave. So thank you so much all for being here, and we will see you after the show. Smell the vinegar.
So we're really delighted by how this program came together and how all the work connected thematically. And we'd love to hear any comments, remarks you have. If you want to introduce yourself and say which film was yours, and if there's anything else you want to say just to get us warmed up.
Hi, I'm Charles Lam. I had the movie The Culture War is a Diversion from Economic Policy Insurance Plutocracy. But this came in, I got a little message Facebook on, and this was posted by Andrew J. Lanza, who is a state senator here in New York. Senator Andrew Lanza today called out the taxpayer-funded Brooklyn Museum for its decision to, once again, exhibit material extremely offensive to Christians. Lanza also called for the resignation of the museum's director, Andrew Lehman. This Friday, November 18th, just in time for the holidays, the Brooklyn Museum will open Hide and Seek, a disgusting exhibit that includes a 4-minute video which depicts a bloodied, crucified capital, Jesus Christ, with ants crawling over his capital, his face, into his capital eyes. This kind of bigotry and hatred has no place in American society, said Senator Lanza. Good people must stand against hatred whenever they see it, lest it take root and become more pervasive. The Holocaust and other genocide throughout history began with little evil baby steps of hatred like this. People of good conscience and faith must come together and stamp out this evil baby step of hatred from the Brooklyn Museum.
Wow.
Well, I just wanted to say that that video was showing downstairs in our lounge as part of our Kucherovich installation. So, what does that say about us? Oh, Andrew Lanza. Back to you, Jerry.
I'm Jerry Tartaglia. I do projections. Edward Dimitraka and Abdul Ashimar. And John Slagle on the camcorder. The empire is actually imploding.
My name is Marceline. I made Uncovering Color. Yes, the Empire's imploding. Occupy Wall Street tomorrow. Yes.
I'm BJ. DNA I did is money, money, and the answer is no.
Hi, I'm Jane Carlos, and I did Butch Tits, and I'm quite sick at the moment, so pardon me for coughing.
Questions from the audience? Questions? Delicious questions? Up to us. Well, I want to ask Jerry and Charles Lam about the use of porn in your work, because it's long been a feature of both of your ways of working, and I'd just like you to comment on that, because I think it functions in multiple ways, but let's hear what you have to say.
In this piece, the sex imagery is juxtaposed against the other pornography of the police state. At the same time that we are drawn to one and repulsed by the other, depending on religious beliefs. We can come to free ourselves from the compulsion to live through the moving image and to get off the fucking screen and into the space in front of the screen and enact our lives and so on.
I think pornographically, so obviously, I understand that. When you see it on the screen, you want to do it.
And I actually wanted to ask Marcely if there were images, were those home movies, or how you collected some of the images that you chose and people that you chose to show?
Well, I always wanted to show black women of different skin colors, and kind of juxtapose the positions of feeling isolated or not feeling whole in oneself because of your skin color, but then from both positions, from light-skinned black women and also from dark-skinned black women. And then also, I guess just trying to bring that back to white supremacy as a whole. The imagery is actually me as a little girl, me and my mother, and the blonde hair and the black hair. So,
Audience questions?
I have a question for Jerry Totale. Soundtrack question. What was that cello and harp piece that was playing while the platonic androgynous beings were walking around on the stage?
The question was, what was the musical accompaniment to the primal Orning dance which was taking place? The reenactment of the primal man from Plato's Symposium was what the dance was. There were the men, the women, and then what were called the hermaphrodites, which became what we call heterosexuals, which got split by Zeus, and they were forever looking for the other gender. The musical accompaniment was one of the canticles of ecstasy by Hildegard von Bingen, who was a 12th century woman mystic and composer who lived in what we now call Germany, and she was quite there. Observing.
Okay, thank you.
And I had a question for BJ. Actually, there were three of the pieces, I think, just off the top of my head in this program came from queer collectives, and I know that your piece was also part of the League of Burnt Children, but La Entrevista and also
Almost a Kmart.
Thank you, were from queer collectives. And I just wanted to ask you a little bit more, if you could tell us a little bit more about the League of Burnt Children.
I started out a lot of my life working in queer bookstores, at least my job, money, getting away. So I wanted to develop a group that not only read books, but wanted to do something about what they read. So I got a bunch of crazy performance artists together, and we decided we wanted to do some crazy experiments in living with texts from Ronaldo Arenas and James Baldwin and Jean Genet and Gertrude Stein. And so we did a lot of stuff around San Francisco and just squats. The Gertrude Stein one was at an anarchist collective, Station 40, so we kind of connected with them a lot. And then we decided to break out of spaces altogether, and we started doing stuff on the street. We occupied Bohemian Grove, and all the rich old men were rolling in with their nice cars, and we shot a music video there. You can find this stuff on. We just got a website up, so you can find it on leagueofburntchildren.com, all this stuff. And we started out as a little book group and became something completely insane. We use a lot of, we call it performance rituals. It's not exactly protests. We're not for or against anything. We're just creating a space where people can come together and exchange ideas and energies and inspiration. And that's what we did at Union Square. We took over Union Square, which is the financial commercial district, and we did this whole thing where we went around and chanted, "As above, so below," and we talked about all our queer spaces closing down, And there wasn't a sign that said anything about capitalism or patriarchy. All it said was "as above, so below." And people were asking, like, what exactly does that mean? Why are you out here? And we had to ask them, like, why are you out here? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're going around shopping, and you don't see this giant obelisk, like, right in the middle of the square. Like, what the fuck does this mean? And like, what are your daily rituals? So we, like, turned the camera back in their faces, and it was kind of a fiasco. But we didn't get a permit, so there was the whole thing about the cops, and we don't work with, like, grants and all that stuff, which is kind of what the video delves into. So we didn't have to worry about, like, oh, this funder's going to be angry, or, you know, who's pulling the strings on this. We just went out there and did our thing and didn't end up getting arrested, which was nice. So I don't know if I answered the question. I'm a little stoned, but
Anyone else out there? Questions? I know you have them. Kate, huh?
I wanted to make a comment about Butch Tits and just say, like, I fucking loved it, and I think it's such a wonderful, funny, it was important and funny, but for me, like, as a butch woman who loves her tits, like, it was a completely liberating film, and thank you so much.
I think that we thought, when we were looking at that together this summer, we thought, oh, you know, this is political in a different way than a lot of the other work that we're seeing here, but still political and totally fit into what we were thinking about for this program. And we did a range of different kinds of expression that were important, so we were happy to include that. And Super Ing?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Can you just talk about working on that?
Yeah.
One of our favorite mediums.
I filmed on Super 8 because I just like the richness of the color. It's just beautiful. And but then, you know, the practicalities of editing and then showing on Super 8. It's possible, that absolutely, yeah, no, it absolutely is, but it just, I just made this sort of very practical decision to digitize, but just on your point, thank you. And the film, I'm glad people laughed in the funny bits, and I was trying to, when I was interviewing people, it came from a place of angst, really, my own angst around my own body. And I interviewed a lot of people, not all of whom made it into the film, but a lot of it was, I hate my body, and I don't want my body to be like this, and I don't like the way people look at me, and so on. And I really didn't want to make a depressing film, so I wanted some of that angst to come through, but also some of the humor, and also some of the positivity. And so, you know, one of the comments is, I love my butch tits. And yeah, it's the politics of the body image and the trying to live your life in a body-hating society. That's part of what I was trying to get through on the film.
Well, I also very much appreciated the comment that one person in the film made about having to lift their shirt to prove
In the bathroom.
Because
Yeah.
I've done that several
Yeah.
times, and also once did that to a census taker who was filling out the census and then said gender male, and I said no female, and he said no male, and I said no female. I went back and forth a few times, and then finally I just lifted my shirt and I said no female, and he just said okay, thank you very much, and like ran away.
Yeah.
So you do what you got to do when you're a bitch.
I had a question for Jerry about the use of tactile elements for the audience and olfactory elements.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to really find vinegar virus infected film. So I've had to painstakingly soak some of this material in vinegar.
You should have called me, I have some.
I know, I could go to anthology.
Yeah, right. That's true.
And the tactile element, this stuff is going to be gone soon, and it's a tragedy, but it will. So,
But I'm about using, you wanted, film so rarely includes that sense, that love of our senses.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, because you have to experience it on the screen, And so it's all part of that get off the fucking screen thing that I alluded to earlier. So that's,
And what porns?
I knew you were going to say that.
so why'd you ask?
We'll continue down in the Space Cave Lounge. If no one else has any questions, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thanks for coming out tonight and keep mixing it up.
Thank you, Nick.